And we are back. Another episode of Smoke and Mirrors. How we living there, big dogs.
Yeah, good dog.
This
Good.
is
How
good,
you living?
man. How you going?
Yeah, good. That was real good, man. That was the hoodest.
I was on the verge of maybe going to Black Panther, the
Mm,
old premiere there.
very
Yeah.
exciting,
So
actually.
hopefully all the stars align and we're good to go. But at the moment, we're in that waitlist territory. Oh, let's just see. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
There are my dogs.
Where my dogs at? Where my soldiers at war?
I just would love to just bark out in public and be serious about it and not have anyone laugh at me.
That's why you got to just bark out the window of your best friend's ride.
As long as you're playing X, you just bark along with X, so it doesn't look funny. Then, come on now. And
Yeah,
if
that's
you
true.
do bark and nobody can hear the music, you just wear headphones. No, I'm playing some X. I got some X on right now.
It would be the wildest shit if you did it listening on your headphones on a run.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Arf, arf. Everyone looking around. All right, but moving into our news. So, along like a whole bunch of like directors who have had some feedback for the Marvel universe or just superhero films in general, we finally got James Cameron's 2 cents on superhero films as well. So James Cameron went around, right, and he was like, look, when I look at these big spectacular films, I'm looking at you Marvel DC films, we see superheroes are basically running along in their college phase all the time. They have these, these big relationships, but not really, but we don't see them like hang up their gloves or have something to hang up their gloves for as well. We don't see them grow, we don't see them have kids, we don't see them sort of go through some of the things that we do as well. Which I kind of agree with as well. It's a good point. Like we haven't seen we sort of saw it with Iron Man, with Tony wanting to give up the gloves to be with Pepper, but we haven't seen a lot of it in a lot of superhero films as well.
I think over 22 films. I agree with Cameron,
Mm.
but I think it's been like what 24 films now, 25 films, whatever the fuck it is, right? He's painting with a very broad brush across all those movies. I mean, we've
Mm.
seen Hawkeye do that same shit, and he did do that shit until he was drawn into it in Endgame,
Yeah.
right? And the impetus there was I'm getting my fucking family back, but before that, that was an assassin. You know what I mean? We also seen it with Tony, with
Mm.
Morgan. He gave that shit up very nearly, like just made the world wait, but still like turn back the clock. You know what I mean? Created
Yeah.
time travel.
It's always the story of like sometimes your addiction is stronger than the things that you really need to be at home for.
Yeah, that is true though. That is true. If you only live your life as a family person, right? You will miss out on the dream that you want to chase, and you'll live your life in resentment. Before this
Are we
turns into like,
really gonna front like Tony didn't do what he did so he could die a hero?
I think if Tony could choose between being there for Morgan and like saving the universe, he would choose being there for Morgan.
Mm.
He had the choice. He could do it if he wanted to.
He does come with his rules though. Remember with Captain, he's like can't change anything that I have now.
Yeah, but that was his way of what's his facing throwing it into Cap's face, right? No, I would just cut the line. He actually was a hero in the end.
What's his face? Tony.
Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't do spite.
Yeah. I don't think that, but like, yeah. I don't know. Maybe that is the case. Maybe he's just like the most narcissistic piece of shit. I mean, it's in his character DNA.
Exactly. It's Tony Stark. He built it in a cave.
But I also think that's part of like his arc was that he goes from that to like full family man. I don't know. Maybe there's an alternate cut, a super cut that just makes him out to be a villain.
There is an alternate cut to that movie. Remember, we reported on it. Favreau said, "No, no, 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 no. Tony does not die."
He shouldn't have. He really shouldn't have. As soon as they gave up that golden age of heroes, it was fucked. I
You know
don't
who
know these
should
new heroes. I don't know these new guys.
For me, who should have died was what's his face? Was Cap.
That's right. Should have. Should have taken
Cap.
the bullet.
Yeah, Cap made the most sense to die.
Hmm.
It yeah, he had nothing there. So there was no reason for him to stay.
But I think that's their whole shit. Like these writers, their whole thing, they just Ryan Johnson it. Like, here's the thing that you expect, but we're gonna subvert it. You know what I mean? We're gonna give you the
Mhm.
thing that you didn't think was gonna happen. Keep these O's like guessing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, keep them on their toes. Don't let them know your next move type shit.
We knew Tony was going to die a year out. We knew it.
Yeah.
There
well,
was speculation galore way before the movie came out. We knew what was going to happen. What's his face? It's not so much keeping us on our toes. It's just bad writing.
but that is their job though. Like they don't want you to guess it. They want
But
you to guess
people
that you're
guessed
guessing it, but then like, tell you something different in the trailers, and then like, subvert it again.
Once Kevin Spacey came out and said he was Kaiser Sose, that was enough subversion for me.
Oh, and
It was done. That
you
was
didn't.
it.
You also didn't include the Shyamalan twists in there. Oh my god, it's the trees.
When I think of Shyamalan, that's what I think of. That it's not what's his face. I see dead people. It's what's his face. It's him. Don't
Wahlberg.
worry, Tree. Don't worry. We're just taking care of you.
We're gonna water you. Make sure you get enough sun. But just in terms of like the temperance and the attitude of the Marvel characters, yeah,
Mm.
I think they do have the college humor about them.
Mm.
For me, the only person with skin in the game is Ant-Man. He's actually a child from him. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not adopted. It's not. He's the only person who's even before Tony had skin in the game. You had something to protect. Something you had to protect.
Yeah, I think with Tony though, and we could go fucking all day.
It's actually a perfect fucking like portrait.
I will take the Pepsi fucking challenge.
But I think with Tony, it was his integrity at first,
Mm.
and then it was his legacy in the second movie, and then the third movie, it was like it was letting go of it.
It's the third movie is he's letting go of his ego.
Well,
Mm.
I don't think Tony Stark could ever let go of that ego.
He's deflating his ego. Maybe he's not letting go then.
Yeah,
It's deflating.
yeah.
Pause.
I think like outside of Marvel and DC, you get some mad stories about family superheroes though. Like the first one that came to mind when I was reading this, I was thinking about Invincible and how you can turn that type of shit on its head.
I always go back to Superman, man.
Yeah.
The first Superman with Reeves.
Mm.
To see that family dynamic, it's they're raising an orphan.
Mm.
They're the first couple to interplanetary to perform an interplanetary adoption. Like they're the first couple to do that, and then coupled with the fact that like this this child has abilities and all that sort of stuff, and how are we going to hone it, and how are we going to train him, and sort of what should we do with him? And it all sort of ended up with no, we'll just treat him like everyone else,
Mm,
Mm.
and treat him like a child, and eventually they'll figure it out. It's beautiful.
That's
true.
why Smallville was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the best parts of Smallville wasn't when he was Superman.
No.
Even though in that one slow mo shot, like they was playing movies by Alien Ant Farm.
True.
Nice little throwback there.
Yeah.
But it was the scenes with Jonathan and Martha and Clark, and
Yeah.
them kind of justifying, well, not justifying, but sort of talking through, hey, this is how we raised you, and
Yeah.
like, yes, that's the alien part, but the human part is this.
Yeah.
Mm,
Just makes like the clear distinction between Clark and Superman.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
Superman is alien and should always be treated as such.
Yeah,
Yeah. It should be the weird part of him. Because really, is he human? He was raised on Earth.
yeah.
true.
Mm.
Fuck, I feel like
Alright.
watching Man of Steel. Sorry, dog.
Mm.
You go.
Same. Same. Always feel like watching Man of Steel.
I
Yeah.
do, and then I don't.
All right. So Ye is on his cancellation tour right now. And he's basically stopping in to everyone. He just did another podcast just recently. Lex for Lex. And he's just begging to get bloody cancelled because of his anti-Semitic rhetoric that he's
Mm,
been spouting. He's more anti-media, to be honest. Anyway,
Yeah.
in I think it was the Piers Morgan interview that he was in. He said, and he's claiming that he came up with the idea for Django Unchained shooting the music video for what's his face for Gold Digger. He said that Tarantino was supposed to shoot the video, um, and him and Jamie were on set, and they started talking about Ye pitched the idea of the slave turned bounty hunter idea allegedly to Jamie Foxx, and then Tarantino overheard and went and wrote a whole movie about it. Now, what contradicts this whole fact is you know, Will Smith had read the script for Django before that music video, as did Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, Ye is just talking shit.
mm.
Yeah.
Well, from what Tarantino was saying was that the idea for Django was like really bouncing around in his head for like sort of 8 years, and this was prior to '07
Mm.
when he was doing that book about Corbucci, whatever his name is, as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
So 99, you already had this idea coming around.
Far out.
Ye needs to just relax a little, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there is some truth in it. Maybe he gave Tarantino some ideas about what he could do or something
Yeah.
like that. But other than that, this is a Tarantino idea.
Yeah. The concept is definitely Tarantino. The execution is absolutely Tarantino.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah, you're right. The whole whatever elements leading up to Django freeing.
God, I mean, even maybe the clothes or something like that. We don't know.
Or the music choices, Tupac,
Music choices, possibly. Yeah.
Rick Ross.
That was Jamie. Jamie came up with that.
Okay.
Yeah. He talks about it in, I can't remember what it was, but he was like to Tarantino, because Jamie's always got a boombox on him.
Yeah.
He's got one of those, those backpacks that you can feel the bass just fly straight through you.
Mm.
He's got one of those, and he's always on set with a speaker. So he said, like, to Tarantino while he was shooting the scene, it's like, what do you think of this song during that scene? And it was that Ross song. Yeah.
Kind of fire song over that track.
Yeah.
Over that bit.
The Hunterback Coffins?
Yeah.
No, I want that. But yeah, to surmise, yeah, you're talking shit.
Yeah.
Please go and get some help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's got some
Jeez.
wild concepts. Yay is just been on a tear at the moment.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's the cancellation talk. Adidas just dropped him.
Yeah.
He's lost a Billy status. Even though I don't know how when he's saying he had 4 billion.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just lost $300 million in a day. Really.
Shit. What do you call it? Apparently, Man's walked into the Skechers office, no appointment or nothing, and then got fucking escorted out.
He would be right now. He's scorched earth.
Yeah.
Yay is not getting a deal from anyone. But I also think that's where he could want to be.
I told T Dog yesterday. Ye's been talking about getting out of his Adidas deal now for a while.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
he were to do this to get out of that, because they're a German company, they have real strict guidelines about anti-Semitism and all that sort of stuff. This
Yeah.
would be the thing that could get them out.
Yeah.
They released a press thing. They said that they've got any old designs and any new colorways belong to Adidas. So
Mhm.
anything new that Ye makes now will exclusively 100% go to Kanye instead of him splitting it with Adidas.
Which is fair.
Hmm.
Which is fair. I mean, Yay's the goose. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Um, he could be developing something that is 100% his, no affiliations with anyone else, and he'll be one of the few black owned, like, big businesses.
Yeah. So the reason why I think he partnered at first with Adidas is to get an idea of their manufacturing plants and all that sort of stuff, because that part of the business he didn't know, right?
Yeah.
And he's making bloody contacts in all these areas and whatnot of textiles and all that sort of stuff, so he can get it off the fucking ground so that he can get his product out.
Mm.
He's going about it a really really wrong way, but he's gonna do something. Watch.
Mm. Well, he's got his apology tour
He's
on the
he's
way too.
he's out of the Adidas deal now. He's out of the Gap deal now. Like he has free reign to do exactly what he wants now.
Mm.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And keep
Hmm.
100% of that money. My man.
Look at us
Hmm.
turning it into a full music conversation.
Yeah.
It's relevant though. um, moving on to one of the two Marvel offerings this week.
Hmm.
I didn't like. We also got a Guardians Christmas special trailer,
Hmm.
which looked all right. I didn't like seeing the Guardians on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I felt it cheapened them.
I didn't like they gave away one of the plot things as well.
Kevin
It
Bacon.
would have, yeah, it would have been nice to keep that for.
Yeah. But the one that really blew me away, was Ant-Man, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania. Can't forget that Wasp. They'll cancel your ass.
I think they're trying to cancel her right now anyway.
For real?
Really?
What did
Do you
she do?
realize because of her views on the government and COVID and all this other stuff, she's been
Oh.
saying some wild stuff. True, but wild stuff.
She's white yay. Oh
Yeah.
man.
That's why she didn't get some. You didn't notice she didn't get some.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Very
Hmm.
quick shots. They didn't even
Yeah.
focus on a new haircut.
that's right.
Mm,
They're playing the game right now.
yeah, they are. Yes, they are. Isn't it funny? Well, Janet Van Dyne is always Janet Van Dyne. Who's the
That's
fuck?
her mom,
Who's her? What's her name?
Chloe. No,
Vanessa.
no.
Hope.
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 Hope. Yeah.
How
Right
did you
there.
fucking figure that? Close.
Chloe.
So Hope's got the old pixie haircut, being the wasp and all. I remember she used to have short hair and whatnot. This trailer sees Scott living with superheroism,
Mm.
going back to Baskin and Robbins, doing his podcast, living
Mhm.
his life and whatnot. Cassie, who kind of comes out of nowhere as a genius, creates this thing that Hank Pym couldn't create, which is like a satellite for the quantum verse. And then they get sucked into it, almost like a Honey I Shrunk the Kids type situation.
It did feel like that, actually.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind. That's
I
a
don't
cool
mind it.
adventure, and it's
That Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
yeah, right.
That was unbelievable, that movie.
Honey I
God.
Shrunk the Kids was next level. Fuck, I got scared when they were in the grass and
Yeah.
the ants.
The ants?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Who was not fucking with ants after that? You stepped every ant you saw.
Have you seen
None of my
an ant's
homies like
face?
ants. Yeah.
It's
Ants
got a
look
fa-
scary, dog.
They got a face like the Indoraptor.
Yeah.
That's how that's some scary shit. But through the quantum verse, we got Janet, we got Hope, we got Scott, we got Cassie, and we got Hank, right? They're exploring.
He is there?
Yeah,
He
he
is
is
there,
there.
actually. He is there, yeah.
Yeah. You don't see much of Douglas in the trailer, so I'm thinking that he dies
Yeah, he
quite early on.
Might be dying.
And then they go through their journey, they're exploring. You get to see some of the landscapes in the quantum verse.
Beautiful.
And it's kind of wild. I like what I'm seeing. It's
Yep.
it'll be singular as well because ain't nobody else fucking around in that quantum verse. I'm hoping we get to see Yellow Jacket. There have been rumors that he's going to show up, Corey Stoll, as a new villain.
I've heard either that or he's going to be all mangled and fucked up.
True.
Because he's all when he goes through, he's all fucked up.
Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't been into the comics ever. I'm liking the movies. And like I don't know. I'm willing to be surprised. Same way with House of the Dragon. But at the end of this trailer, the last 30 seconds, Jonathan Majors as Kang owns this shit.
Mm.
And he's kind of like, it's not a villain and hero type relationship either. Like, they don't know who they are. Kang's coming at him like, you help me, I'll help you. Cool.
I think Kang's after the disc that makes him bigger so that he can get out of the realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a couple of things confirmed, though. Kang is not going to be the blue Kang that we always seen in the comics or Contest of Champions if you ever played the app, which I did.
Did you?
Yeah, that shit was
How
fire.
was it?
It was a button masher, you know what I mean? You just tap the screen.
You know I get that.
Worked my thumbs out.
Yeah.
But he's got lights on his mask that give that same sort of look, which is cool.
Purple.
Yeah.
I like it. Thank
But
God
he's-
he's not purple.
Yeah.
He's also got like a very Pennywise type fucking scars on his face, but they're symmetrical on both sides. And do we know which? Well, we don't because we haven't watched the movie. But I wonder which clone of Kang this would be, or which timeline Kang this would be.
This ain't a clone. This is the one that he's talking about in Loki.
Yeah.
This is the one that if you don't deal with me, you're gonna have to deal with him, and you don't want to deal with him.
Yeah. So I'm almost
That's because
wondering.
he's him.
I'm almost wondering if this plays out concurrently with Loki, and then when that that Loki, when he dies,
that's it.
Then Kang's like, I'm free to do my shit.
Yeah.
Because through the quantum verse is the time travel.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, like, there's shit that's gonna happen there, and
wasn't that big fucking thing with the light from that the time verse anyway? Wasn't he one of the guards?
Yeah,
he was. Yeah. So that you can see the connection already.
Yeah. So I'm thinking this into Loki season 2. It's gonna be some shit there. But the trailer looked great. That Goodbye Yellow Brick Road is my shit.
Beautiful.
And this played out beautifully. I like what I'm seeing.
I always laugh about Joey Diaz because he was like pumping bloody what's his faces one day in his car, Elton John in his car, and he's got like two gay guys that live next to him,
Yeah.
but they don't ever go out or anything like that, and they're not even gay together. They're just like roommates.
Yeah.
And he pulled up pumping Elton John, and he was like, nobody remembers when Elton John was out here in the 70s just fucking slinging dick. They just looked at him and ran inside.
Joey.
Uncle Joey.
But yeah, looking forward to this one. Drop in February next year. I always thought it was March, so I'm kind of.
Hey,
So
what is coming out March then? There's something coming out March.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they'd put anything that close together. It's a wonder that they didn't clear the runway for Avatar, though.
But this has got the what's his face spot, the Deadpool spot
Deadpool was November
for February.
next year.
I don't know. The first Deadpool was a February release.
Yeah, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Good times.
Mm.
What do you call it? Did you see that poster that they had for Ant-Man after that? It's
Yeah.
it's just a picture, like a face shot of Kang, and he's got his hand up, and you can see Ant-Man and all that shit on his finger.
How mad.
Yeah,
So he must get the disc then.
probably does.
Has to.
Fuck.
That's how Ant-Man got out of there in the first part, in the first one.
Yeah.
That's the only way they can get out.
Well, I'm hoping that at the end of this, it's Kang sort of escaping into time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to wait and see on that one. These have always been consistently good though, so I'm fucking pumped, man.
Mm.
Yeah. Alrighty. But moving on into another galaxy, far, far away, my friends.
Ooh, Segway King.
Oh shit. So we've been hearing about this like Damon Lindelof written Star Wars film, or co-written, I should say. We don't know who the other writer is on this property though, for a while. And for the longest time, they said it's imperative that we get like, you know, a director for this movie. And they finally signed that director now, and it's going to be Charmaine Obaid Chinoy. She did a few episodes of Miss Marvel, but she also did a film about a plastic surgeon going back to Karachi, I believe, to perform surgeries on all the people with all the acid burns that were happening there, with everything going on. That was called Saving Face. That was back in 2012. So excited to see how that's going to work out. They still don't have any synopsis for what's going on with this movie. But as Lindelof, I'm fucking excited. Hopefully it's good. Completely untitled Star Wars property here. I think we need something outside of the Skywalker shit to really get the bad taste out of them.
Well, they said it's set after the sequels.
Thank God.
So
Not thank God. I don't want anywhere near. It should be nowhere near fucking Ray and all that other nonsense.
Yeah.
Because it could just be that story about that little fucking kid doing
God.
what's his face,
doing the turbo. Well,
we've seen what happened with Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, that's true. Well, fingers crossed, even though it's after you like, you know, all 9 of those fucking movies, that it is still just a completely separate story.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that, but they also hinted that potentially some of the sequel characters could return. Now, this is like, fuck that. I don't want to see any of those characters.
No.
None of them.
What
I
about
don't want to see Poe. I don't want to see what's his face Finn. I don't want to see none of them. BB-8 can fuck off too.
what about Benicio del Toro?
I don't need to see him as well. That
Uh-oh.
weird fucker. You had the snuts.
Me personally,
vibes. Oh man, the only person that would be willing to see is Chewie. That's it. That is it. They didn't give Chewie enough play in those sequels. Chewie got no love. Chewie would be the only acceptable cast member I need back.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't mind seeing the Republic Commandos come back.
Oh,
But yeah, like regardless, I'm waiting to see what the title's going to be, see what the trailer's all about as well. Once we do get one of those as well,
Mm.
get a little synopsis in there too. But yeah, should be good. Fingers crossed.
that director, solid.
Yeah,
Like you can say what you want about Miss Marvel and the pacing and how sort of interesting it was, but that direction was fucking solid.
100%. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She was pretty good. All right. So Joaquin Phoenix and Rooney Mara are going to star in this movie called The Island. So it's directed by, I want to say Pavel. Pavel, yeah, Pawel. Pavel Palikowski, right? It's loosely based on real events. It follows this American couple in the 1930s decide that they've got enough money and they can't be bothered, and they're just gonna buy a little island there and just live off the island because I have that much money.
White, yes.
Yeah, come
All
on.
right.
It's Joaquin Phoenix and Rooney Mara in the 1930s.
Unless they were doing blackface,
That-
it'd just be problematic.
We were watching Shooter the other day, and he damn near does blackface in there.
You know who did blackface? Sarah
Who?
Silverman.
The
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, she went blackface.
Fucking
I don't
when?
know when. I don't know when. I seen a picture though. She was
Okay.
blackfacing.
Jesus.
Well, now they know not to do that. The only person I can condemn for doing that is that fucking Justin Trudeau. I hate that fucker.
Justin Trudeau,
Prime Minister of Canada?
Prime Minister of Canada.
champion.
Not
That
only
is
did he do it
wild.
once, my friend, it was a reoccurring thing for this. So not
Damn.
once but twice a bunch of you dumb fuck. Anyway, so basically, this millionaire is passing on the giant yacht, and they're passing past the island. They see the island. They like the island. What's his face? This countess appears out of nowhere. She's got like two lovers with her. Makes a bid to buy the fucking island, right? Out of nowhere, it automatically pits what's his face, Phoenix and Mara against the Countess. But like it's crazy because like there's this whole psychological warfare thing that they're doing, and basically there's like full infidelity and betrayal and eventually murder that happens on this island. So this sounds pretty good, man. It sounds like something Joaquin could really sink his teeth into, as well as Rooney Mara.
Yeah.
I hope it's not the guy committing infidelity again this time. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
The stats are out.
Damn.
True, the stats are out. Women cheat more than men. Like that's just fact.
Rent is due, motherfucker.
Damn.
Big facts.
I just want to drop it like that.
True.
About
They
to
have more
run
options than
out of
men.
ink.
But yeah, I reckon this would be pretty good.
Yeah, man. These sorts of stories is fire.
Yeah.
But I always needs to be in a certain mood when I watch this. You know what I mean? Because I know that I'll get angry at some point.
Yeah.
Because like if the guy is the one that cheats, you're like, you fucking idiot. You ruined like a very good thing. A real
Why
good
would
setup.
you do anything to give up the island? That's what I don't get.
I know. But
And
then
then I think about it, and that's probably how Epstein felt.
well, there are all these Native Americans that got bullied out of their fucking land and slaughtered.
Not all these, all of them did.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
It's wild that this story is yeah.
But
But
yeah,
yeah.
we'll see what they're hitting on. They only start shooting in 2023. So
This is the palate cleanser for Joaquin after Joker.
after Joker, put on a little weight. This is the holiday.
Yeah.
It's the holiday. He gets to
Yeah.
be on a beach for.
On an island, you say? Sign me up.
Maybe he's more than likely going to come down here. If they shoot this in 2023, it's basically Australian summer.
Mm.
They might as well.
As soon as
Yeah.
you said Joaquin Phoenix put on a bit of weight, I just saw him walking across the beach, just shredded, just massive, just Adonis style fucking size, cruising.
Have you seen Zac Efron?
I saw him in Baywatch. That was
No,
bad.
no. Recently, he's doing a
No.
wrestling movie. You know that wrestling movie
Yeah,
we
the
reported
White
on?
Claws or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
No.
He is huge.
Is he?
Really?
He is huge.
Fuck.
He's got those weird wrestler abs. You know, it's like a 12 pack, but it's like extendo. He's probably on a juice heavy, heavy on it, just
Oh.
coming out the gills.
Yeah.
But still, like he is huge. He
Fuck.
looks so different.
Yeah.
Did you see him?
Yeah. What
He is
the
so
fuck?
different. Man.
Does he? Now I need to see this.
Share your screen, B.
Dude is jacked, dog.
That's all right. I will just hit it with the googs over here.
No, because then the audience can see as well. Look
Jesus
at this guy.
Christ.
Look at him.
Homie is jacked, dude. Look at that.
He is. That is wild.
Yeah.
You can see that I was ball shrinking from here. With all the fucking Dynaball enemas he's getting.
Jeez.
Fucking
That is
hell.
wild.
Huge, man. Sorry.
Like he's just jacked. He
Yeah.
looks like a wrestler.
He does. Yeah, he does look wrestler size.
Yeah,
That is crazy. How's
amazing.
that towel and slides combo on the old Efron there? I swear he's got his phone in the right hand and like the fucking the Dynaball in the left.
That's
Never leave home
the
without it.
that's the gone camping fucking starter pack right there. Fucking hell.
That mop head.
That's a wig, though. That's
What
a
a-
wig. He's coming out of the makeup
Tank.
trailer.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's commitment, man. Because that guy
Yeah,
was
bro.
lean. He was
Yeah.
lean in the greatest beer run ever.
Yeah, and even before that, in Firestarter, he's really lean as well.
Yeah, still like he looks in shape. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
look like Tim Blake Nelson or nothing.
No.
I was putting in the work. I like to see it.
What do you
Love
call
to
it?
see it.
One of our viewers was explaining how chiseled said Zac Efron was, but then continued to say it must be all makeup that it was coming out of the van.
Just slap those abs on there, Zach.
It's the inflatables.
Badly. That always got zero dick fat. All right. And for the last topic of the night, Succession did a surprise season 4 trailer drop, and this shit looks fucking magnificent.
Of course, they'd launch on Monday. They drop on Monday. Come on, man. They had like 10 million viewers there.
Yeah.
Go on now.
So this one picks up right where season 3 left off. Left off with Logan, with Kendall, Shiv, and fuck, what's his Roman? Absolutely getting fucked by Logan. It's so wild. They're dealing with that, but it looks like they got a bit of a counterattack going on as well. So the team still remain. Connor shows up. I don't know if he's still running for president or.
As long as Greg's there,
Oh man,
I'm okay.
Greg,
Cousin Greg.
Greg cheering. Greg's trajectory in that family is wild. How the
My
fuck did
God.
he start?
He was there to borrow money, goddamn.
Yeah. I was hoping you could maybe help me and assist me with my financial endeavors.
Have you ever been on a helicopter, Greg? No. Come on.
You know that guy's a full-on hobby.
Who?
Greg.
No, he's not. I saw him on Portnoy's show. He's American.
I swear he had a full-on English accent.
He eats pizza with Portnoy and Bon Jovi of all people, and he's got an American accent. So unless he stays in character the whole time, like Bale,
Bale is an American
Greg
accent.
Hirsch.
He is.
yeah, we,
Nah, it's
New,
Nicholas Braun.
yeah, he's a New York boy.
Nah, he's an American actor. Nah, it was Tom. It was Tom. He's the Pom.
yes,
Yeah.
he is
Yeah.
what's his face? Yeah. Tom.
I'm gonna say new accent god on the rise. For the trailer,
Nobody beats Killian Murphy.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like there is a war there, the unspoken war between actors. So the trailer ends with the biggest betrayal. So I like with Logan fucking over his kids, I understood that because he wanted them to build something for themselves. Like, why are you trying to fight me for my shit that
Yeah,
I built?
I built it.
Yeah, I fucking designed it. I'm so
Yeah.
good at it that I fucked you out of what you thought you were gonna get, mate.
It's,
Because I knew what your fucking intentions were with my money.
yeah.
Fucking blood sucking pricks.
Oh, fuck off.
I am King Cunt. Brian Cox just owns that fucking
His
role.
delivery is the best. The
Fucking
best.
Nails it. But the biggest betrayal was that Tom actually tipped Logan off. And Logan knew that shit.
He was always the weak link, though.
Yeah.
And
But
he knew it.
He was the weasel. Tom is the fucking worm, like burrowing into the apple. He's a dirtbag.
Tom knows that he doesn't belong. He knows that he is the odd one out.
Yeah, but that always making chess moves. So he thinks that like Shiv can just cuck him anytime that she wants. You know what I mean? Like let's have an open relationship, which was wild.
Yeah.
But he's actually he's cucking her. Now like she's become the cucky. You know what I mean?
The cucker becomes the cucky.
I was just about to say.
I was confused themselves there for a second there, but
Who is the cuck?
But the trailer ends with Tom like, so are we gonna talk about it? And Shiv just like giving him this look. I'm loving it. Fuck, I can't wait. The shit is so exciting.
It's crazy that we would feel this way about this show where there's no killing, there's nothing, but the dynamic and everything is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Like it's just unbelievable, this show. Like this is like what you expect Game of Thrones to be like of this time.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's Game of Thrones, modern Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It is wild. Jesse Armstrong is fucking killing this shit.
Yeah.
But this is I think the second last season because I think there's only a plan for 5 at the moment.
Yeah, that's what they said at the moment.
Yeah.
Brian Cox is getting old and wants to retire, I suppose.
Yeah, man. And you want him at his peak because of the role that he plays in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's all the news this week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into some thoughts. Andor, a slow burn episode, but a very fucking fire episode. Get introduced to this prison on Narcan 5 because in the last episode, Andor got sentenced to 6 years. Yeah,
you were saying, yeah.
He shows up at the prison. They tell him to take his shoes off, which is a red flag already for me because the O was very specific about that shit. They find out when they get on the floor, they get a demo of why they were told to take their fucking shoes off. It's because it's tungstanium metal or some shit like that. And when they hit this button, these O's get shocked.
Oh,
and it's like they just get like cooked and seize up and shit. They're all doing like twister moves. When they hit the button. But it showed Andor kind of like, hey, I'm the newbie, I'm just watching or whatnot. And then in 30 days becomes an integral part of like working the shift. And the shift being they're putting together parts. I'm thinking it's parts for the Death Star.
Maybe. That sounds about right.
Because they're putting together like big parts, looks like hinges and shit like that. I don't know if it's I don't know where it could be.
Well, it didn't. You never see who actually built the Death Star. You always think it's the stormtroopers, but the stormtroopers are out there patrolling the ship.
Yeah,
They would not be building.
nah, they've been forcing. But yeah. Yeah. And by the end, it looks like Andor loves this shit. He's like almost institutionalized. Mm.
Could you say that Andor almost lives for this shit?
It gets triple X, especially when you add Mon Mothma and Bix Khalid. Mon Mothma got something going on. I won't say what, but it's something. We got 4 more episodes of Andor, so I'm excited to where it's kind of going. Yes, it's been a slow burn, but it's been interesting enough. This is like we get introduced to Andy Serkis's character as well, who is a prisoner, but is in charge of the prisoners. So he inflicts the penance for not making the top 3 slots of the most productive teams in the yard, basically in the room.
Jesus, the person that everybody wants to kill.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right.
You
He'd
really
be
do.
dead day one.
Doing that, you just get shocked to death. I don't think anyone wants to do that. In the episode, though, it's wild. You get trigger warning, you get a suicide, and O just steps out of his room onto this panel and just gets like shocked to death because he just can't handle it anymore. And the reaction to that is, "Fuck, we're down a man. We're gonna lose the shift tomorrow."
Mm.
Yeah. So there's
Like
an
Hunger
interesting
Games.
dynamic kind of going on. I'm liking it. I hope they kind of stay here for another like episode
Mm.
before his eventual escape, because you know he's gonna escape.
Well, you get the lockout. You have to do the
Oh,
escape.
oh shit.
You got to
The
do the
lockout?
escape. Either that or it's the what's his face, the face off.
Yeah. Or the lockup.
Yeah.
Mate. Also, Tango and Cash. You
Yeah,
can throw
yeah,
all the
that's
80s
true.
movies in here.
Well, I saw some guy breaking down, and like supposedly there's the Easter egg was that they're dressed like the guys from THX 1138,
Oh, shit. Okay.
all in white like that.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
scene where Andor's got his hands over his ears.
Mm.
It's the exact same one of that guy screaming in THX. Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. On the other front, we get Val and Cinta, who got off that planet that they ran that little heist on, and they're on I don't know what the planet is. Ferrix. They're on Ferrix. That's where Andor came from, and they're staking out where Andor is.
Mm.
Bix Khalid is also trying to make contact with Luthen to get help and to find where Andor is. And then like she gets black bagged. So does this shop owner that houses the satellite. So that's kind of happening. Luthen, who set up the whole operation, is
From the
now
brains of the organization.
he's now like stepping out into the wild. He's shedding the wig and the makeup and the fancy clothes and getting into his business attire.
He's just dangerous now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know for how long before he goes back to the acting that he does on Coruscant. And then Mon Mothma is like she's playing the game. She's trying to get funds to fund the Rebel Alliance, which is crazy. But because the Empire is watching, yeah, she can't. It's not like she can just like, oh yeah, just take my trust fund, pump it into the Rebel fund there. So she's trying to do that with one of her Chandrilan old friends. And then we get from the Empire, the ISB, or the EBI, I don't fucking know. They got a 3-letter acronym there. But there is an investigation into that black box that Andor stole and why he was able to steal it.
Mm.
So they're getting closer. They still can't identify. So there's a problem that every fucking company has, that all the one system doesn't speak to the other one. So they can't even see that Andor is the motherfucker that they got imprisoned in Arkham 5. That's some bullshit right there. Solve all your fucking problems. But no, Empire. Stay
No,
with your bullshit technology.
sounds like every fucking workplace in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what sort of makes it real, though. I like that.
True.
Mm.
True. But still. You can make a ship go to hyperspace. But you can't solve the fucking technology issues. Do you want me to? I'll just talk about GDT's cock pause quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
So I watched one episode of Cabinet of Curiosities on Netflix.
Which one?
It was called Lot 36. It stars
Lot
Tim
36. Yeah.
Nelson in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Benicio Guillermo introduces the story,
Yep.
tells you
Mm.
what the Cabinet of Curiosities is,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of introduces the director. So Guillermo Navarro directs this one, and the story is about
He's a good man.
fuck, what's it called? Something Wars, Lot Wars. Fuck, it's like porn
Oh,
stars,
yeah,
but
yeah,
they
yeah.
sell off the lots.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like
Mm.
Yeah,
the
Garage Wars? No, Storage Wars.
Storage Wars.
Just about to
Something like
say.
So yeah, it's those where they sell off those storage lots.
Hmm.
So Tim Blake Nelson's character, he's in debt. There's people after him. There's enforcers after him and shit like that. So he buys these lots, flips what's in them, gets the receipts, pays off his debts. Right?
Yeah.
He buys lot 36, and there's this woman that's kind of, she wants one of her lots back that he had purchased. He
Hmm.
says, "Fuck off! Like, learn English in my country." He's an old war vet and stuff. Extremely racist. um,
Right.
so he's that sort of character. You hate him from the start, from the onset. You just hate this guy.
Hmm.
Um, he buys his lot 36. He goes through the shit. There's like nothing really of value. Um, finds out that there's this guy that used to come every day to lot 36. There's this old guy who dies at the start. Find out he was a Nazi,
Hmm.
and he was into some shit. When he brings out some of the trinkets in lot 36, he finds a candelabra, and he finds that's like solid gold. Finds a seance table
Hmm.
and these chairs that kind of go with it, right? So he takes that to an evaluator that deals in the sort of macabre, sort of like not normal shit.
Yeah.
Like it's not like watches and fucking rings and jewelry and all that shit. None of that. It's like the antique sort of shit.
It's a specialist.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like the Mogwai store.
And she, yeah, and she's able to open up the seance table, so it reveals like that there's these fucking books in there, these 3 books. Then she gets excited, so she calls another specialist who deals more specifically in the German occult. He comes through like, hey, these are the books. Like they are supposed to help you in terms of a deal with a demon.
Hmm.
Then he says there's a 4th book, and that book is about binding a demon into human form and like it being able to fulfill your wishes and stuff. Tim Blake Nelson's like, I didn't see any book. Come with me to the lot. Let's have a look. Because if Tim Blake Nelson's character gets that 4th book, it's 300K that he gets. So he wants it. The O wants it. They go to the lot. They're looking through and whatnot. Can't find it. Then they find there's like this fucking like sliding door at the back of the room. They go through it. It's like a tunnel system, like a labyrinth.
Mm.
Go in. The guy's like, "Hey, stay behind the candlelight." He takes that candelabra with him, puts candles in it, lights them up. Says, "Stay behind my light. Otherwise, like you're gonna get affected because the evil stays away from this light."
Mm.
Tim Blake Nelson's like, "Fuck off," and just like he charges in there. Then they find a pentagram on the floor, painted on the floor in like this red dust shit, and there's this human form, old and crusty human form, laying there, but the face has been hollowed out, so the demon can it's just tentacles, can sit in the body. That's how it came through into the body through the face. So you just see these tentacles kind of writhing in and out of like the face chamber, and then even further, they see the book on like this little the book stand sort of thing. And then the guy with the candelabra is like, "Hey, wait, don't cross the seal." And Tim Blake Nelson's like, "Fuck this," crosses the seal.
Goes full India.
Yeah, which releases the demon. Tim Blake Nelson gets the book and then turns around and he's like, "Fuck, I fucked up." The O with the candelabra gets eaten first. Tim Blake Nelson's running. And then he gets there's like a little bit of a chase because he's trying to get away from this thing and it's fucking like around every corner. Then he's like, "Okay, that's the way out." He runs up to the door, but the door won't open. It's like it's closed from the outside, weirdly. I know I don't know. But anyways, it's closed from the outside, right? And there's that woman that was trying to get her lot back who's outside. And he's like, "Please open up, please open up." And earlier he said, here's the thing that you can have from your lot. And it was like the cut open lock from the storage shelter. And then she puts that on the door, and then Tim Blake Nelson gets taken. But you kind of like, the O deserved it. The style of the show was very much Masters of Horror. That's what it feels like. Anybody out there that loved Masters of Horror, I fucking did. It's brilliant like that. Like it shows you different small aspects of it. Also, Tales from the Crypt. That was also fire, and also at a lesser degree, Freddy's Nightmares.
Yeah, that's true.
But everything just worked awesome. Like the music worked, the acting was top tier, and we haven't even gotten to some of the other joints. There's four out at the moment.
There's eight altogether, isn't it?
Yeah, eight altogether, but yeah, 4 out right now. I think they dropped the other 4 Saturday.
Maybe Halloween.
Yeah. The atmos was actually pretty good in here. So when Tim Blake Nelson gets taken, you hear the tentacles wrap around at the back and the top. So it's like full engagement, mate.
Full Nelson, huh?
Yeah. Yes. I think maybe that was the in joke. But this shit was fire. It was a good intro. And what I liked was like GDT was right there, kind of telling you, like giving you a nice little intro for the story, for the director. Shit's like got like it's quality.
I heard that this episode is the best episode though.
Damn.
Yeah. All the reviews are saying that.
All right. Well, out of the 4, maybe. I'm all right. The Masters of Horror all varied in quality.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was some that were like, "Fuck, this is awesome," but there was some where it was like, "That's just all right." And I'm all right with like specifically horror. I'm all right with that's just all right. You know what I mean?
Mate, Tales from the Dark Side is like, the best movie ever.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's some of James Remar's best bloody what's-his-face performance.
Trying to think now. I think
think
I've only ever watched 3 Masters of Horror altogether. Can't remember any others at all.
That shit is fire. Um, also, Tales from the Hood.
Yes, the first one, not
Yeah,
that second one. The
I
second
haven't
one was
watched the
terrible.
second one. After you
Terrible.
told me it was dog shit, pass me the shit.
What do you call it? The Leslie Nielsen episode in Creepshow as well was fire, and some of the other ones in Creepshow.
Mm,
Creep
Creep
show.
show, yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually starred Stephen King, which is wild when you think about it.
Yeah.
Stephen King wanted to be an actor.
Big time.
That are like, yeah.
Big aspirations.
Dare you stick to your writing, bookie? um, but the biggest and the most leaked episode was House of the Dragon this week, which was fucking fire.
Mm. So this one starts with Rhaenys arriving at the castle at Dragonstone, and basically letting them know, hey, you've been supplanted, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like they took everything.
Yeah.
The high towers, they took it all. They fucked you over. You have basically no claim. You have nothing.
And those lords, they
Mm.
also they also came in for King Aegon.
Yeah, but some of them were forced. So how does that count?
All of them were under duress. It was wild. It was the wildest shit ever.
God. But yeah, so she finds out, goes straight into childbirth. Um, Basically, she loses her baby.
Yeah.
She loses her baby because of the stress and everything, and finding out about her father and everything. And we go into another uh, weird, extremely hard birth with her giving birth to basically a stillborn son. So in the books, I'm hearing that that baby is born with the tail and talons, like it was a dragon.
Yeah. You could see the spine was kind of out. But I
Yeah,
thought because the baby was so premature, you
yeah,
wouldn't know. Like that was where it was in terms of development.
yep, yep. That's right.
And the same shit happened to Danny as well.
Yeah, it's true. Well, the prophecy that that lady gives Danny with her firstborn, her very firstborn, remember?
Yeah.
She says that if this baby's born, it's going to be born with a tail and talons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost not the first time we've sort of seen it.
Mm.
Which then prompts them to have another funeral. Is
Mm-hmm.
Rhaenyra again burying another baby? The first one being her mother.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Eric comes through. You know, they're both named Eric.
Is it Eric and Eric?
Yeah, great
Jesus.
writing.
And twins. And twins.
Yeah, right. So Eric comes through. He's in his guard. He's King's Guard's robes. Comes through. Damon stops him right there. Eric goes for the bag that's next to him. Pulls out the crown.
Ooh.
Viserys's crown. So obviously, Aemon didn't get Viserys's crown. He got Aegon the Conqueror's crown, which is why he's wearing the black crown.
Hmm.
Um, and then Damon takes it, and basically, in the first sign of submission we've seen from him,
Hmm.
crowns Rhaenyra queen. Basically,
Yeah.
it was awesome. And then they start drawing up plans.
Did you notice in that coronation scene for Rhaenyra that everyone kneeled except for Rhaenys?
Yeah.
Which I was like, straight away, I was like, what is this bitch cooking up?
She's got something planned,
Yeah.
or at least at that moment she had something planned.
Yeah.
right? Because basically after that, we find out that the sea snake, my man, is still alive.
Fuck, it was good to see Corley's again.
Oh man,
As soon as he walked into the scene, it just elevated everything.
it's so
Like,
regal,
don't
so
fuck
regal, that
with
man.
Corley's.
Yeah, yeah. So we find out that Corliss is still alive. He actually comes to Driftmark, not to Driftmark. He comes to Dragonstone. They sail him over. He's repairing. He's getting healthy in bed, and he has a nice little conversation with his wife there.
Mm.
Yeah, that was awesome. The fact that she asked him, like, I'm here trying to do this for the betterment of us, and you're out there trying to fight wars and whatnot when you should be here with me,
Mm-hmm.
like taking care of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
He finds out that his brother died, and he knew straight away.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Fuck, all right, I got to deal with that."
Yeah.
Um, we see, we then go to Rhaenyra, basically planning, seeing if they can get the Aarons and the Starks and everyone to sort of join them so that they can go to war. Um, and then the sea snake comes in, basically pledges fealty
Mm-hmm.
to Rhaenyra. Um, yeah, but before that, we do see a scene where Damon sort of wants to use the dragons in the war, and he's claiming that they have more dragons than the others do.
Yeah.
There is a nice little side eye when he says, and we have Rhaenys's dragon, and she looks like, you don't have my fucking dragon.
Yeah.
Like, that's my fucking dragon.
Not yet. I will
Yeah.
speak for my fucking
Yeah,
dragon.
yeah. What else do we see?
There's a little scene in there where Damon like gets cunty and grabs Rhaenyra,
Yeah,
like chokes her.
yeah. So that happens sort of after. That happens after the Greens basically come to Dragonstone again, right? So it's that same face off with Damon and Corlys against what's his face, against Otto, that fuck.
Yeah.
And basically all these green coats. Once again, we see Rhaenyra fly out, land behind them, walk through the middle of them
Mm.
like a boss,
Yeah.
and basically start parlaying with Otto. Right? Otto says something about Alicent, and gives her a piece of paper and says basically, I hope you'll. The Queen hopes that you'll remember this, and it's the page from the book that Rhaenyra ripped out
Mm.
in the very first episode.
Yeah.
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 It's funny that whole like back and forth, like your king
Yeah.
wishes you the best
Yeah.
and will offer terms, and then David's like, your queen. But it's wild because then they know who's who in the zoo, because
That's right.
like all these people like swore fealty to us.
Mhm.
Like you have no claim anymore.
That's
Give
right.
it up.
The jig is
And
up.
yeah. And from that interaction, Rainier is like strongly considering
That's right.
peace.
Otto came through and said, "We don't believe you. You need more people." Basically, that's what. Like it's crazy. Like you want to go to war with us?
Yeah.
Like
I'll
it's
crush you
wild.
like a bug.
Yeah, but yeah,
Have you-
her sort of considering, you know, fealty to Egon. Basically, what's his face is. That's when Damon shows her that feeling doesn't count here. Basically, it's force that gets things done.
Yeah.
And that's what he was showing her when he choked the fuck out of her.
He did. But then that shit, well, that was when they had to reassess what this relationship is. Like,
Yeah.
you are not the king.
Mhm.
I am the queen. You serve me, motherfucker. Because when she was
Yeah.
like, "Clear the room, please," I was like,
Yeah.
some shit's gonna go down here.
Is he gonna kill this bitch in the room?
I thought she was gonna have him like locked up or something like that, like
Mm.
or just tell him, but nah, it was it was wild because Damon, like, he wants to go to war, like he's set on that shit, but
Oh
she's
yeah.
like, if we're war in the realms right now, it's gonna fuck everything up because
Yeah.
we have nothing to kind of go. We're not organized ourselves.
No. So it's not that she doesn't want to go to war. She just wants to organize first. She wants to mobilize first.
Yeah, but peace is an option,
That's right.
which is crazy. At that point,
At that point, yeah.
yeah,
Peace is definitely on the table.
yeah.
Yep.
Corley's come through, and like when in that conversation with Rhaenys,
Mm.
you know how like they're talking and that. I like that he was like, I shouldn't have been out whoring and like fighting and doing that, but that's what I do. I run.
Yeah.
When we get hit with like, devastating news, I run.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's the way that he processes his grief.
yeah,
He
and
runs.
my play for the
He
crown
runs
is
and fights.
yeah,
Yeah.
and also says my play for the crown is done.
Yeah.
But Rhaenys was also quiet in that moment.
She was. Like she knew something.
Yeah, or like again, like had those plans that
Mm.
when these O's is sorted, I'm gonna flip it on them again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's gonna bring that dragon through the floor again, and this time she will not miss.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that, um, basically the boys volunteered to start taking messages out to kings, right? So one needs to go to what's his face's great grandfather, Robert Baratheon's great grandfather. Another needs to go out to the Starks,
Yeah.
right? So the older boy goes out to basically John Arryn as well as the Starks in Winterfell.
Mm-hmm.
The younger one goes out to Baratheon's
Storm's End.
Storm's End.
This is the first time that we see Storm's End.
That's true. Yeah, we didn't get to see it. I'm pretty sure you get to see it in the books though.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. I haven't. From what I read, I didn't see it just yet.
Hmm.
But yeah, during the show, and the shit
Yeah.
looked good.
Oh man,
Like I like
Is
that setting.
it's Storm's End because it's there where the waves are crashing and it sounds like storming all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I also imagine it's because that's where the weather sort of shifts through.
Hmm.
So that's why it's always storming at night.
Yeah. So what's the younger boy's name?
Lucerys.
Yeah.
Luke.
Useries. Useries.
Lou.
Lucerys.
Yes.
Lucerys flies out to Storm's End. Um, when he's landing, he looks over and he sees Rhaegar there. So that giant fucking dragon, the biggest dragon that supposedly is there.
That was a mad reveal.
Oh man, that was cool.
Like him
And-
landing and then the music and then hearing Vega and then
Yeah.
like the fucking head comes up. Fuck.
Yeah, beautiful. So he knows. Ah, fuck.
Who's
Aegon's
here?
here. Yeah. It is Aegon, yeah?
Aemond.
Aemon's here.
Yeah.
So he takes a deep breath, strolls into the crown room. Baratheon is sitting on the crown, sitting on the seat. He hands him a letter from Rhaenyra, basically saying, "Look, you pledged loyalty to me,
Mm.
and I need you to honor that loyalty." What's his face? Robert obviously doesn't read.
Yeah.
Gets his maester to read because he's an idiot.
Nothing changed in Storm's End, obviously.
No,
It's
nothing.
whoring and fighting. That's it for that.
That's
that
it.
Baratheon
And hunting.
line.
Can't forget the hunting.
Yeah.
basically, what's his face? Eamon says something. What does he say?
He wants his eye.
Yeah, he wants his eye, basically. They're gonna go fight. This is the little boy against Eamon, which is kind of like, come on now.
Yeah. Those been trained.
Yeah, we know what's gonna happen.
Forged in the fucking fires of the Red Keep.
Yeah. What's his face says, Baratheon says, nope, not in my court. This is not fucking happening. Kid, you get the fuck out of here.
Mm.
You go to fuck home.
Yeah.
Sweet. Lucerys jumps on his dragon, starts flying, starts hearing wings on the wind while he's flying. You get a nice little shot of Rhaegar flying above Lucerys.
Mm.
And he's like, fuck.
Yeah. Mad horror elements too.
Oh man, beautiful. It's all happening while it's storming up in the air. It's beautiful. Um, and then there's like a real mad chase between the two dragons. Obviously, Lucerys' dragon is more nimble and like agile and whatnot. It can duck and weave in between. It can fly a little bit faster. It's not so big. He goes down through a canyon, weaves his way through, very much like the what's his face Millennium Falcon, and basically comes out on the other side. For some reason, his dragon will not listen to him. He's not him, basically, to his dragon.
Mm.
Right? His dragon will not listen to him. They come up back into the storm. His dragon decides, fuck it, I'm gonna attack the bigger dragon.
Yeah.
Attacks Rhaegar. Rhaegar gets pissed. Dude flies away, flies right up out of the storm, above the storm where it's sunny and nice and everything. Out of nowhere, Rhaegar comes through and bites that fucker to death.
Both of them.
Both of them. So the dragon and Lucerys is out in one hit.
Yeah.
It then cuts to a scene of Rhaenyra at the table at the war room, and Damon walking up next to her and whispering something, and you see her walk and stumble a little bit, and then straighten herself out and turn around and look at that fucking camera, and we know from there the fucking war is on.
Yeah. Yep.
Eh.
It was a wild, wild ending.
I'm gonna wait 2 years.
Yeah. Unless they can pull a rabbit out of their ass.
They can't.
Because they're only starting shooting early 2023. So the earliest we're going to see it is 2024. They better have like a nice little March or April release date for this shit.
Doubt it.
Because this one dropped in August.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you not have it like set up?
So the rumor right now is that they didn't expect it to be as big as it was. So they wanted to see what the first season did before they actually greenlit that second. Usually, that's what they did with the Game of Thrones as well. Remember, that first season came out. They seen how much of a hit it was. All right, cool. From here on, after that first episode, we will renew.
It's what's his face? It's budget.
It's budget. They already have everything planned out for next year already. HBO Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it's budget in terms of, hey, we hit 29 million across all channels.
Yeah.
So like we're gonna need double whatever you thought you were gonna give us.
Mm-hmm. International rights went through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah. Aemon started that fucking war then.
He's a dickhead.
Because even
as well. What's his name? Arax? Arax is Lucerys' dragon's name, yeah? I think it's
so.
Arax. You hear Lucerys scream, "Listen to me, Arax!" In I want to say Voltimorian. What's it called?
High
Whatever.
Valerian.
High Valerian.
Mm,
Yeah.
You hear what's his face? Aemon scream, "Listen to me!" What's his face? Listen to me, Rhaegar.
yeah.
And they don't listen. What's his face had a conversation with I don't know if it's Damon about the dragons and using
Viserys?
dragons. Who, who does he have a Viserys has a conversation? Is it with Damon or is it with Rhaenyra?
I think it's with Rhaenyra.
Where he says basically you make gods out of dragons and they don't feel the same way about us.
Yeah.
We can't use them to go to war because they we think that we control them. We don't control them. We
Mm,
allow them to they allow us to control them.
yeah.
Yeah. That's the perfect bloody what's his face.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't
And
use
they
dragons. You can't use the dragons in war, man.
yeah. Unless you're just gonna straight destroy.
Yeah. Unless it's fire and ash, all that's all you want. All right,
Hmm,
sweet. That's what they want to do.
yeah. Well, now it's on.
Oh,
I haven't read the book, so I don't know what the fuck is coming. But I imagine with Damon going to go get Vermithor, who was Jaehaerys' dragon,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like shit is gonna go down. Apparently, that dragon is close to Vagar's size, but not like as big. But he
Right.
has seen war. Like he's got scars on his face and shit. He's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's 100-year-old dragon.
Mm.
He would be right because the other king was mad old
Yeah,
when he died.
probably like 40 or something.
More than likely.
Oh man, I would argue that this season one of House of the Dragon, is more impactful and better than season one of Game of Thrones.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. When I watched them 4Ks again, like I really liked
yeah. Don't get me wrong.
that
Season one of
first
Game of
season.
Thrones is fucking like A1. But this season just it introduced so much. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did.
Mm,
I think like one of the awesome things about the Game of Thrones writers, the House of the Dragon writers, is that there was no filler episodes
yeah.
as
There
well.
were people said that there was maybe two shit episodes in the whole season.
But even in those episodes, there was shit being done.
Mm,
It wasn't like with Rings of Power, same thing. Penultimate episode, it's like it just slowed down. It didn't even really need to set anything up
yeah.
because the 10th episode, like they could have capped it at 7, but
Yeah,
they
that's true.
wanted to have 8.
I feel that that season would have ended better at 7
Yeah,
with the creation of Mordor. Just him saying no, 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 no. Just the map changing like that and saying no, 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 it's Mordor, bitch.
yeah,
Like that's all I need.
yeah,
Like just finish it there.
yeah.
Mm.
But Game of Thrones didn't have that.
No,
Neither does House of the Dragon.
no.
I think that's where it kind of stands out, just in terms of the quality of the shows, because the showrunners they understand. It's the scheming that gets people in. These others like to Skinner.
But like I think about how that first season ended, right? So I mean, it's Ned Stark losing his head. It's what's her face on the run, Arya on the run.
Yeah,
Uh, what's
Sansa.
the Sansa, like basically a captive queen, essentially, when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the boys trying to figure out, like, what's going to happen next. Like, Rob's going to have to step up. Obviously, he's going to
Yeah,
have to take over the North. We don't know what's going to happen in the North. Um, and John, obviously, not knowing anything. John venturing out into the what's his face, out past the wall.
mm, yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
A lot of threads in there. This
Yeah.
one, it's going into war that next season.
Yeah. But I hope we get to see the start of that war. Like I know this was the start of that war, but I want to see
Yeah.
the very start of that war because I don't want to pick up like midway through the war and say, we've lost like 3,000, we've had these many. Like, I want to see that. I want
Yeah.
to see it.
Yeah. That first, like, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna attack
Yeah,
blah, and
yeah,
or what their strategy is. But you know that before they get into that, it's gonna be let's get the Starks, let's get the Veil on our side, and kind of rally the troops.
Mm. Well, they need them, right? They need them because of the plan that the sea snake set up,
Mm,
right? So they need them so that they can force a blockade, trade blockade, a la
mm.
what's his face, episode one, so many Star Wars references. Yeah, um, yeah, so that they can set up the blockade so that they won't get rations, they can't get men in, they can't get anything. They
Mm,
basically starve off King's Landing.
yeah,
The only way that King's Landing then gets grain and all that sort of stuff is from the Lannisters.
yeah.
And we can see them setting up the fact that the Lannisters, because they're on the other side of what's his face, of Casterly Rock is on the other side of King's Landing.
Mm,
That's the only trade route through. So that's how those Lannisters became such a big power.
yeah, and close to the crown.
That's right.
Yeah.
But he's basically the hand. You know
Mm,
what I mean?
yeah,
He sits on the council, one of the brothers.
yeah. Thailand?
Yeah,
Dumb fuck.
sick bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fire
yeah,
episode,
man.
man.
It was really good. Like I almost expect now for Baratheon to just have to like he has to now.
Yeah.
He's obligated now to join the queen. Like
Yeah.
your son left my palace, and I mean all she has to do is bring a dragon out there and start setting shit on fire.
Yeah. You kind of be fired to see the intimidation because I'm pretty sure,
She's gonna fly out, man.
yeah, everywhere they go now, she's going to go herself
Mm.
with dragons.
Yeah.
The ending was so good when it ended because I watch it with subtitles and it says captions by AI Media.
Yeah.
I was like, you motherfuckers, I'm going to have to wait 2 years for this shit.
Mm.
Fuck. Fuck. I didn't even talk about the patient.
Yeah, just finish it off there, B.
All right. So the patient reached its finale. Dr. Strauss is in that house. He basically says,
Pause.
by Dr. Seuss. Um, he basically says to Sam, who tried to kill his father, but like couldn't go through with it. He basically says to Sam, like, turn yourself in because we can't continue therapy. Because Sam was going to be like, well, I'm going to kill my father and then I'll make a decision about how we're going to end our relationship because I could let you go, but
We
and
can
then
take this vote.
just see you. Instead, Sam brings in a couch and a fridge and he's like, hey, I'll put a TV up. You can just chill and we'll continue the therapy, which breaks Strauss. And he's like, basically, no, I should have said this more plainly and straight up to you. We're done. I don't want to do this therapy anymore. This isn't how we do therapy. Sam's like he's almost facing another rejection. And he gets to a point where he takes Sam's mother hostage, basically, and he puts that foot ointment tube, puts it up to her neck, and he's like, I'll kill her. Anyways, he starts to push the blade in, and then it just cuts to black, and we get to see Strauss like sort of after the ordeal, he's with his son that was kind of estranged at that point, sitting there with his grandkids, and it looks like they're having this really, really good time, and they're at the table, they're singing, and Ezra and Strauss are just like kind of vibing from across the table, like they're kind of it feels like they've reconnected. But then Strauss looks over and sees his dead therapist there. So it was all in his mind, like this fantasy that he had gotten out. And it cuts back to him in the room and he's getting choked out by Sam because that's how he kills his victims. He chokes them. Anyways, Strauss dies. Yeah. So Carell can like he can never he dies basically. And then Sam finds his note that's next to his Strauss's bed. And he sends it to Strauss's house. His daughter checks the mail, finds the letter, opens it up, reads it, and Strauss is just kind of like he's going through and giving that last message to his kids. He knows that he was going to die. He's almost egging Sam on to kill him, and yeah, he leaves his kids with the pain of like losing him, and he's like, "I'm sorry this happened to you. I'm sorry this happened to me." But like he lets them know like exactly what he thinks of them.
Yeah.
So it ends up being really cathartic, and in death is able to mend those fences that he had broken when he was alive. Sam also puts the body in a place because he's like, I know you Jews need a body to mourn as they do their Kaddish. So he sets that up, and he's kind of he ends up in the end of the episode basically going, I don't want to turn myself in, but I don't want to kill anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that chain that I chained Strauss up with, and I'm going to lock myself up and give my mother the keys. So he's basically werewolfing it. He doesn't want to just give that up. Like he can't let go of the habit. The show as a whole, because it's a limited series, is done now. It's not like you're going to continue with Strauss's ghost just haunting Sam, which would be quite a bit more interesting than what we got. It was a really slow burn show. I probably would never watch it again. I don't think I can solidly recommend it to people out there. Like if you want a slow burn show that's like a one shot and kind of easy to watch because it's half an hour episodes, yeah, give it a go. There's probably more meaning in the show than what I got. Maybe a Jewish audience would love this, but for me right now, it just like it wasn't really my cup of tea. And apparently, Carell reached out to these O's that made it, and he wanted to star in it because they did The Americans, which is supposed to be a fire show.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Me neither. But yeah, it's kind of anticlimactic, this ending. But it's probably the ending that the show needed because in death there's the finality, and with Strauss actually getting to tell his kids how he felt, like there was he kind of died in peace, even though he was strangled to death. But like, yeah, but his kids get to live with like the thought that their father actually gave a shit.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. Couldn't really ask for more. Like realistically, it wouldn't happen that the fucking cops burst in at the last moment. You know what I mean? That shit don't happen in real life.
No, you die in real life.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Like 9 times out of 10, you just die.
Yeah.
You're not
It's
getting
that
out of the room.
little sliver of luck that
Yeah.
gets you through with the fucking skin of your teeth.
Mhm.
So kudos to them for actually doing the shit realistically, as realistically as you could. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's all the thoughts for this week.
No worries. Can catch us on Sunday for the rest of the newsy news there. What else do we have coming up that we're watching? Some more Cabinet?
Definitely some more Cabinet. Got that last episode of American Gigolo dropping.
Actually, yeah.
I'm not too sure if it's the finale of Atlanta. Is that 8 episodes or is that 10? I hope it's 10. Because
I'll get back to you.
And I think that is. Oh, and Let the Right One In.
Mm.
You got some more Interview with the Vampire 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Quite stacked for the rest of the week there, champions.
It is actually.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Want to send us off there, big dog?
Love yourself and love movies.
Vape more, smoke less, and wash your ass.